So I've got that going. I know I'm not being like braggy. I know I'm really funny because like people tell me that I'm funny. Like I did a show recently and I came on stage and this guy was like, "You are so funny for a girl." Thank you. I know, that's not a compliment, that's like an insult. Because obviously, as a female comedian, I just don't want to be like funny for a girl. Obviously, what I want to be is pretty. So, but I got a personality instead. Just kidding, I'm super cute. You're super cute. Thank you. Someone's mom. This is fun to be here. Doing comedy and stuff is weird. People are like, "You must meet a lot of guys doing comedy." I'm like, "Yeah, I totally get up on stage and talk about what a train wreck I am," and the guys are like, "Lining up. We want to get into that mess." So I'm single. I guess I didn't have to segue with that. I think Vancouver is a really hard place to be single because it's like really expensive to live here, right? Like I'm assuming that a good chunk of you are here tonight because you didn't have the change to get on the SkyTrain. Make it downtown. Okay, for example, if I was gonna go like to a bar to meet a guy, then I would need to have enough money to buy enough drinks to get to the level of drunk that I would need to be attracted to a guy with bedazzled jeans. That's a lot of drinks. Or to be attracted to a guy whose sense of humor is restricted to this part of his t-shirt. Taken, unless you're hot. Okay. I have a friend, I picked him up the other day, he was wearing a shirt that said, "Genuine mustache rides, 5 cents." And I was like, has that ever done anything for you? Like, have you ever gone out to a bar wearing that shirt and some woman's come up to you and been like, "Excuse me, genuine? Really, 5 cents. I gotta get my purse. That is an excellent deal on a mustache ride. Here is a quarter. That'd be 5 rides." But the worst one that I've ever seen of the slogan t-shirt was at a bar downtown. I'm in a huge lineup for drinks, and there's a guy in front of me, total douche canoe, right? He turns around, and he has a shirt on that says, "It ain't gonna suck itself." Right? But I was like, I'm pretty sure it's tried. Sometimes guys don't laugh at that joke. Because it's super true. I think it's hard. Vancouver is a hard city to live in with the cost of living being so high. Like, I've never understood why Vancouver is such a less social city than other big cities. But then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, I guess if I spent like $750,000 on like 700 square feet, I'd be like, this is where I am now. The 700 includes the balcony. And you could come to me and visit, like one at a time, and if you could bring your own chairs, that would be great. I don't have any money. So I live out here in New West. Every once in a while, a comic downtown refers to me as an out-of-town comic. And that's not funny. I'm just a poor comic, so let's keep it in perspective. I hooked up with a guy recently, and we didn't have sex or anything, but we did some stuff. You know, like, I don't know how to say this like a lady. We went to like third base, you know? Drunk girl. I have to tell you though, I was sitting back there throughout the show, and this is the weirdest couple that I've ever seen, because he's got his arm around her through the show, but he's like fully engaging with the female comics that are like, hey, how you doing? He's like, pretty good! Pretty good, she's in the bathroom, I don't care! And she comes back and I'm like, she's gonna be mad! And then she came back and I was like, well, I don't care. She's having a great time. She's not gonna remember any of this. It's fucking Thursday night in New Westminster, Anyway, I hooked up with this guy, and we went to third base, right? Or like, he went to third base on me. He didn't let me reciprocate when I tried. No, I was just touching my breast, but I meant third. And okay, like my friends say that it doesn't count because it was a pap test, but like I'm pretty sure that they're just jealous because that means that like my boyfriend's a doctor. He's like the best boyfriend too. He's like not clingy at all. He's like, I don't need to see you again for a year. I have a guy, that was a while ago, that story. I have a guy in my life right now that I refer to as not my boyfriend. And I don't know if that's clear what that is. What that is that I have a guy in my life that I do some boyfriendy things with, but not things that make him my actual boyfriend. Right? Okay, so like the intercoursey stuff, but without like the cuddling or like mutual love and respect for each other. So I was like, this is a good decision that you're making, Stephanie. You're 31 years old. You should ask him to move in with you. That's not a joke, he's my roommate now. He lives with me. So now, like a guy that I used to date, and then I do intercoursey things with, I also share the cost of toilet paper with now. So that's pretty good. I was like, okay, I have to smarten up though and make better choices with my life, right? Because if I'm not careful with not my boyfriend, I'm for sure gonna end up with not my baby. But, well, like I'm pretty sure that's what he would call it. Good choices. That really is not a joke, he is my roommate. I told that joke very recently at a show that my parents attended, and my mom came up to me and she was like, I knew it! So, that's good. My mom actually, while I was growing up, my mom was a sex therapist, and she would do these sex education things for kids, teach them about their bodies and teach them about sex. So I learned all of that stuff, like way before the other kids in my class. I was like a bit of a sex ed prodigy. How did she know all the parts of the penis? And my mom would have these books around. They're like, where did this hair come from? And then I would go into class and be like, guess what the hair comes from, guys? And I think like my mom would have been really upset with me because I got in trouble for teaching the other kids in my class what a wet dream was one time. But then like she came in to pick me up because I got sent to the principal's office. But she was more like proud because I'd spelled nocturnal emissions correctly on the board. But she had this family of dolls that were like very specifically anatomically correct, right down to pubic hair made of yarn, which I thought all pubic hair looked like, which is super confusing for a 6-year-old whose grandma makes her a sweater every year for Christmas. I was like, where? No. Who is all this yarn coming from? And then one year she got me this little like kids knitting kit and she's like, I'm gonna teach you to knit. And I was like, I don't think I can yet. I guess we don't really have to take that joke seriously because girls aren't allowed to have pubic hair anymore, so that's it. I told that joke once and I said that, and this whole like eruption of guys just started cheering like, yeah, pubic hair, we beat it! Dating's hard. I went to get my eyebrows waxed the other day, and the woman was like, oh, you can't wax your eyebrows, you have to thread them. And I was like, well, why? I've always waxed them. And she's like, well, if you do that, it pulls the skin really hard, and it'll make your skin look like loose and droopy. You'll look a lot older. And I was like, okay. So I got the threading, but I'm like really worried about all the vagina waxes I've had now. Like, am I like 31, but my vagina's like 45? But has the experience of like 17. Because I was married for a while and you don't have sex then. I was married. I'm very, very happy to report that I got over it. So, divorced now. I'm always a little bit concerned when there's couples in the crowd and I say that I got a divorce and the guy in the relationship is like really excited about it and the girl's just like happy. And I was like, oh, I was you in 2009. Oh, things are gonna get so bad. Like I went through this period of time when we broke up that was kind of like Alanis Morissette circa 1995. That kind of a vibe. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of like that before woman on the antidepressant commercial. You know, so when she's like sitting by the window, it's black and white, it's always raining because it was filmed here. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, I guess that it's better being the after, or better than being the after, because then you've got to deal with like the nausea, fatigue, sexual side effects, headaches, drowsiness, awakenedness, and anal leakage. Are we okay with that being a side effect of a drug? Because like if that was me, I'd be like, you know what, we've got this drug like 99% done. But we're not gonna go to market with it, because right now it makes you bleed out of your asshole. And if I was having an okay day, and then I just started to leak stuff from my ass, that might make me feel depressed. Anyway, speaking of oozing assholes, my ex-husband is, you know him, I never wrote a punchline to that joke, just bitter, just putting it out there, just bitter. He actually found out right before our show, I did the last show here, that he's getting remarried already, and I am so happy for him. And like so sad for her. She just doesn't know. It's gonna get so bad. I went through like a pretty long phase after splitting up of being like better, like I wasn't crying all the time, but not being better, like I wanted to get out of my pajamas. And I didn't have sex for like a really long time, because then there was like the married period of the no sex, and then the depressed period of the no sex, and then just the watching Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman on repeat period. Like it's a time, it's a period of my life that I like to call the time I decided to see how long it takes for a hymen to grow back. Not 2 years, I can tell you that much, and I know that that statistic is correct because I conducted that research in my own vagina. So I can attest to that. Sometimes I tell that joke and I say the hymen thing, and people in the audience are like, ah, no, God, no. But I don't understand, because it's clearly a joke, right? Like I wasn't actually trying to, I'm not at home like harvesting hymens in jars. Like I get that was a one-shot deal in a Toyota Corolla. It's gone for good now. I'll tell you how difficult it is to get back out there to be single after you've been in a long relationship. Like I was really concerned about everything that had changed. You know, people were texting now where people didn't used to text before. I was not used to that. I'm not a fan of it because I really don't think that anything needed to be invented that made it easier for a guy you don't know to show you a picture of his penis. But I get a lot of them, and sometimes they're in bubble baths. And I don't know if anybody that realizes when if a guy sends you a dick pic, there are almost 100% chance that that girl is going to show it to her friends. So you just add on like 4 people to everyone you send a dick pic to. And I'm not sure that there's an understanding of the reaction on this end. Because if I get a text message, I'm like, oh, someone wants to converse with me. Let me check it out. Oh, yeah. Because here's the thing, I'm pro-penis, right? Like, I'll do things to them. I'll sit on them. But they're not nice to look at. And it's not mouth-watering to see a picture of one. I don't know any woman that's received a dick pic and been like, oh guys, I gotta go. Look at what's on offer here. It looks like all the other ones you've seen. Me too! But things have changed a lot, like, and I got really paranoid about weird things, like I got really worried that what if they changed sex in the 10 years that I was in a relationship, and now, like, I only know how to do it the old-fashioned way, and the next guy's gonna be like, what is she doing with her leg? I don't do anything with my leg. Not shave above the knee, right, ladies? Everybody's sexy. And I sweat a lot. Killing it. I said that joke once, and I used to end it when I used to say, it's still primarily penis and vagina, right? But I stopped doing that. Because at Lafflines, here in New Westminster, there was a woman, I'm going to say 55. I'm going to say she was somebody's aunt. She had a lot of lipstick. And when I said, it's still primarily penis and vagina, right? She shouted out, sometimes in your bum. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, I did just move into a new place, and I was like, you know, I've been using a lot of the things that I've been busy doing as an excuse not to get like a real boyfriend, right? But the place that I moved into, it has one of those handheld shower heads. So like that pretty much took care of that. There's always like one group of women that get that joke before everybody else. I'm like, ding, 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 highest hot water bill in the house over here. I told that joke to a friend of mine before I ever did it on stage, and she was like, yeah, I don't understand. And I was like, what part of that joke don't you get? And she kind of like really thought about it, you know, and like she gave me the up down. She was like, well, you can spit that up there? No, I cannot. But someone has been giving you some very wrong information. I have a set of dolls that I think could really help. Okay, that's my time. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm Stephanie Clarke. Thank you.